What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23-1. And today we're going to be discussing some important topics when it comes to snitching, boy. Yes, snitching. That's right. We all love a good story about some snitches, don't we? I bet y'all didn't even know, okay? Hey, how many of y'all have been to Disney World? Any of y'all? Put your hand up if you've been to Disney World. Actually, I haven't been to Disney World. I haven't been there. I drove through the parking lot. On accident, I got lost coming back from Orlando, man. I ended up at Disneyland. I'm like, what the hell? I am not spending any more money at these damn theme parks to sit in line for 5 hours, okay? But how many of y'all been to Disneyland, okay? Y'all have fun? Did you enjoy the food? Did you enjoy the rides? Well, guess what? According to documents obtained under the Freedom of Information Act, it seems that Walt Disney served as a secret FBI informant for 26 years. 26 years, ladies and gentlemen. He was an FBI informant. Hey, say what you want. There's millions of people out there that supported old Walt Disney. I wonder if they still support him now. Of course they will. They don't give a damn. The only time people give a damn about snitching is when it's controversy, when it's right there in the spotlight. They want to put their 2 cents in about how much they hate snitching. But for real, man, 90% of the people that say they hate snitches are the first ones to snitch, ladies and gentlemen. And that's a fact. When they say, hey, I'm going to take you away from your children and family for 20 years, or you could take away this guy that's not really your homeboy for 20 years. Which one are you going to take? Which one are you going to take? Are you going to go spend 20 years in prison or put someone that you know, and be separated from your loved ones, your family, your kids, don't get out till they're freaking 25? Or are you going to put the guy under the bus that you don't really know that well, that you just have business ventures with illegally? Okay, what are you going to do? Now, some people, they won't snitch because for the simple fact they know that they are in this game deep and they will get killed. Okay, but the average Joe, they might not be affiliated, they might not be in the mob or cartel or anything like that, but the average guy that does crimes with another average guy, chances are they're both going to tell they're going to be singing like the most colorful canary you ever seen in your life. Now, I'm going to tell you something today where, about Grizzy. I'm going to give you an update on Grizzy as well. But me and Grizzy, man, I love that man, for real. He's like a brother to me, you know what I mean? And before we end every call, jail call or whatever, we say, I love you, man. That's how close we are. He got his new attorney. They went to court April 22nd, okay, April 21st. No, it was 22nd. It was just the other day. And I called his attorney to see how it went. They continued it because his court-appointed attorney showed up. Okay, that's who his attorney was from the beginning. And they had to fire her. And he got new representation for the simple fact that his, look, he is in a crazy situation, okay? He has a lot of information about a serious case. Serious case, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to talk about it until it's all said and done. He's found guilty. He's going to be found guilty because it's a probation violation. Nothing major, but they could give him quite a bit of time. His minimum is 1 year and his maximum is 2 years, 2.5 years. But see, with the 4th violation, they can go above the guidelines, okay? That means they could give him his whole 11 years back. But his court date was continued till next month, the 24th, okay? And after that, I'm going to tell y'all everything that's going on. But he has information on a high-profile case. Actually, I'm not going to say any more about it. It's really crazy, but he has said stuff to me on the phone, where I had to stop him in his tracks. And it's so hard, I can't talk about everything, but Grizzy, man, he's solid, okay? That's pretty much what I'm saying. He's a solid dude. And you know how many times the detectives have pulled me and him out the cell block and was trying to get us to roll on each other? I didn't do a lot of dirt with individuals out there on the streets, okay? I've done dirt with one dude, ended up dropping dime on me. I got a little bit of time for it, and I learned my lesson pretty quick. But Grizzy, on the other hand, we did, a lot, ladies and gentlemen. And we've been pulled out numerous times to try to be persuaded to tell on each other. And I'll never forget the first time I was pulled out. I was facing over 50 years in prison. I was in jail for stabbing someone. For abduction, they said that I followed them to a stoplight, got out the car, put a gun to their heads, and pulled a girl and the guy out the car. I was in there for pretty much abduction, kidnapping, which carries a buttload of time in itself. The story was crazy. The story was completely made up, and that's why I beat that abduction charge, but I couldn't beat the stabbing. The charge got lowered to unlawful wounding from a felony assault. But at the same time, I was terrified, going into jail. And during this whole process of sitting in this jail for the first time in my life, everything started unraveling, okay? Detectives were pulling me out for other crimes with Grizzy, And, I was saying to myself, and this is the crazy thing about jail, you got to be careful about jail because people want to see your downfall. Just like out here in the streets, they want to see drama and they want to have something to do in jail. I'll never forget this freaking dude, this white dude, man. He came up to me. I didn't know anything about jail. Nothing. I was green bean, okay? I was greener than the freaking green screen over there. I didn't know anything. But this guy, never forget this white dude, man. He was like 6'1", and he was bald-headed. And he was covered in tattoos. And I remember the detectives called me out. The detectives called me out to go downstairs. I didn't know what they were calling me out for. And this was just like the second day of me being in jail, okay? I didn't know anything at all about anything, okay? So I went downstairs into booking. I didn't know that I was going to get any charges because I didn't know how it worked. So I'm sitting in this tank, and I'm asking everyone, why am I down here? Why am I down here? And then two guys come in with suits. And they start asking me about all these crimes that have happened. And I'm not going to lie, I knew about the crimes. I knew about the crimes. And then but there's one thing, even though I didn't know much about jail, there's one thing that I knew about the game. Okay? One thing I knew about the game, and that is, don't open your freaking mouth. Okay? Do not open your mouth. It will ruin your reputation, your character, everything. Do not open your mouth. Anyway, these detectives started asking me about these crimes. And look, I'm sitting in jail, okay? I'm facing over 50 years in prison. My life, to me, is over, okay? I had no hope. I had no faith. I said, okay, this is my life. I'm talking about within the first couple days of sitting in jail, I said, okay, this is my life forever. This is my life. I came to terms with it rather quickly. I said, let's get with it, you know what I mean? And become the best in this game. That's why I said, become the best and lock up. And I went down, like I said, I went down to the detectives, and they started questioning me and stuff like that. I said, look, man, I'm facing over 50 years in prison, okay? And they tried saying that someone else was rolling on me, which they never were. They never were. Grizzy, as a matter of fact. I said, look, I'm already facing so much time, man. Go ahead and tag it on. We'll go to court. I don't have no information for you, okay? And they just kept on, and trying to persuade me. It's crazy, It shouldn't work like that. It shouldn't work like that where people that work for the system should not try to persuade you to do something stupid, okay? But they do. And I held my water. Grizzy never was even, never said anything. And this ain't the first time. We came, as juvies, we came in across situations like this as well. But we both held our water, and they have no case. I never got charged with anything. He never got charged with anything, and that is what it was. And ever since then, the respect I had for Grizzy, I seen him in the system with me. We were doing time together, side by side, in different buildings. Man, we really grew together as like brothers. Not to mention we grew up since little tigers. You know what I mean? Trading Goosebumps books in the neighborhood, riding bikes with baseball cards in the rims. It sound like a dirt bike. We've grown up. We've been known each other for a very long time, But this just added to the amount of love I have for this man because, hey, this is just one of the many occasions where they tried to get us to roll on each other and nothing happened. You know what I mean? So I love Grizzy, man. Big salute to him. But check this out. When I went back to the cell block, and I didn't know anything of this. Like I said, I was green. I knew one thing, and that was to not open my mouth. Do not run your mouth to the detectives or anything like that. Now, I went back to the cell block. I'll never forget. This big white dude came up to me, and he's like, yo, where'd you go, man? And I didn't know. I didn't know the game, okay? I said, man, these freaking detectives called me down there about some crime. You know what I mean? They're trying to get information on it. But this dude had the nerve to say to me, man, you're already gonna do like life in prison, man. What's the big deal? Go ahead, just tell him everything, you know. And I'm like, hell no, man. What are you talking about? And then, you know, and that was just a bait game. That was a bait game, okay. He was really trying to see if I was gonna tell something, you know, like agree with it, so that he could run off into the block and spread some gossip like I'm a damn snitch. You know what I mean? But even though I didn't know what he was doing at the time, I still was like, man, what the hell are you talking about? There ain't no way, man. You know, and but it's petty as hell. And people are like that in prison and jail. They will try to set you up any chance they can. Not even if they're getting any kind of anything from it besides raw entertainment. All right? Trust nobody, man. Half the people I met in lockup were freaking punks, man. They would put the knife in your back faster than white on rice. And that was the truth, man. I couldn't trust them as far as I'd throw them. And you know, I told y'all many a times I put trust no one on my freaking prison cell ball. I didn't trust anybody, man. People are snakes. Snitching, man, it's a crazy subject. It's a crazy subject. And then you gotta ask yourself this: does snitching apply to squares? Hell no. Hell no. No. The only time snitching applies is for people that are in the mix. They're affiliated with some kind of organization or anything, or they're talking gangster. Their whole profession is about being gangster. Their whole profession, like me, I talk about prison. What the hell? If something were to come out and someone were to come on here saying, hey, there's paperwork that says I'm snitching, I would suspect y'all to not follow me anymore. Okay? If someone were to come onto YouTube and show you raw paperwork with my freaking name on it saying I wrote on them, hey, by all means, you better hit that freaking unsubscribe button, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm over here talking about prison. I talk against snitching, okay? What would, you know, long story short, you ain't never gonna see that. You ain't gonna never see that. Never in your life. I can assure you that. You know, I'm solid, 100%. But that is the profession that I'm in, okay? Same goes for people that are in the rap game. They're talking all this gangster stuff, but you'll see them surrounded by police when shit hits a fan. You know, but people still support it. People still listen to the music like, damn, they're straight up gangster. They're gangster, dog. You know, it's because the majority of their fans are squares. That's a simple fact. And nothing wrong with being a square. I consider myself a square, you know. Maybe not a full square. I'd say probably an octagon. I got a little square, a little circle shape. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. And that's how you truly succeed in life, is by doing the right thing. And, you know, this is another thing I want to talk about: money. Okay, money goes hand in hand with snitching. For real. When people start... Oh, and that's another thing. Look, the dude I had on the show yesterday. First off, let's start off with the other guy. The bald head dude that came on the show with his fiance talking about the other dude. I saw his paperwork. That's right. You might wonder how he got out. Well, I know. I saw his paperwork. Dude's telling the truth. Okay? Let's just keep that at that. And the guy that I had on yesterday, look, I'm scared to even have that dude back on the show with what he showed me yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. This dude was in the mix. Okay? And for those of y'all, he sent a text message, or he sent me a message, and I just want to read this to you. And this is true, okay? A lot of people don't understand this, but there's a lot of truth to this. First off, he sent me about 5 photos of some crazy stuff, and I can never show that for the simple fact, look, when you start playing, you know, I understand his case is done, said and done. This is about the guy who said he moved all that weight. When you're dealing with certain things like this, okay, I gotta be very word sensitive here. Even though the case is over, it's still stuff that could definitely bring heat onto me. You know, just because I know it. It's stuff that I don't even want to know, for real. Okay, I just want him to tell his story. I don't want to get into depth and details on what happened. But he sent me a lot of photos, and he also said a phrase that is, it's true. It's true. He said, people don't believe because they live under rocks, go to work 9 to 5. Nothing in their lives ever changes except time. And that's fact. Look, when you're dealing with feds and stuff like that, government stuff, and you're deep into crazy stuff like that, you know, there's a lot of loopholes. When stuff needs to get done, then it will get done, you know. And it doesn't mean necessarily that they're snitching, all right? I mean, I watched a movie not too long ago. It was a great movie with Tom Cruise. I forget the name of it. Someone leave it in the comment section. But it's a true story, based on a true story. He was working with the government. He was working with Pablo, okay? He was working for both. And he was just making so much damn money, he didn't even know where to put it all. He owned a whole town. He bought banks, storage units, everything. He owned the whole damn town. And that's how he got popped. They said, how the hell is this one town bringing in so much money when the population's like 20? And that's how he got on the radar, you know? But at the same time, he was working for both sides, you know? He was bringing freaking militia over here to be trained in the movie. You know, guns, loading guns to other people. Look, I'm not going to get into details, okay? I'm not going to get into details because there's a lot of people out there that know that what I'm saying, there's a lot of shit in the game. A lot, okay? And a lot of y'all know, I'm done talking about it, man. But anyways, like I said, if you want to talk to me behind the scenes, go right ahead. And that's what he did. I can honestly say that this dude's story is, you know, from what he showed me, 90% of his story that he told me yesterday is truth. It is truth, okay? So maybe you go watch that video today looking at it from a different aspect. Now check it out. Let me just jump ship here for 1 second, okay? A lot of y'all say, hey, post their paperwork, this, that, and the third. Do you not understand that YouTube has this thing called privacy guidelines, okay? Let's say even with the consent of them, let me put their full name on blast and show their paperwork for everyone to see. Let's just say if I did and something were to happen to them, something because of my video were to happen to them, I could be held responsible for it because I posted the freaking information up there. And you know, people do this all the time. It's public records. It is. But for my own personal well-being, I choose not to put these dudes' information out there fully. I just don't got the time to deal with it. I don't want no drama, okay? I let y'all hear their stories, and I'll let y'all freaking be the damn judge. I'm sitting here listening and enjoying their stories or fables just like y'all are, okay? Now, like the guy that I just had on the show yesterday, he has shown me a lot of stuff that I don't even want to see, okay? I told myself, okay, that's enough, man. I deleted it as soon as he sent it to me. I don't want it even on my damn phone, okay? It's crazy stuff, all right? But at the same time, you know, this is just a YouTube channel. This is just a YouTube channel. And when I started this whole story time with people, I just wanted them to tell their story and let y'all, you know, y'all have every right to say what you want in the comment section. I don't care. And I tell the people that come on the show, hey, be ready for the comments. You know what I mean? Be ready for them. My audience, man, they're vicious. So just keep that in mind when you're watching these episodes of mine. Okay, paperwork this, paperwork that. I mean, there's a lot of stories on, there's a lot of stories that I've told. There's a lot of stories out here in YouTube where there ain't no paperwork to prove it. There ain't no paperwork to prove it unless you're moving 10,000 kilos. There's definitely some paperwork. But check it out. Just telling a story, you know, about something that happened in your life, there ain't gonna be no paperwork on it. That's like if your girl goes out to lunch and she comes back home and you ask where she was at. And she's like, I was at Taco Bell eating lunch. You say, where's the paperwork? It's funny. But I do understand where you are coming from. You do want to see paperwork, especially when it comes to this legal stuff, you know, where people actually got hemmed up. And I understand that. But sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not putting people's full name on blast for something to happen. Because this is Some of these things are very serious. So I got to be very careful, man. You want to see this channel continue forth? Then, yeah, I got to be very careful, man. Just keep it in mind. This ain't no freak. This is YouTube. YouTube, family friendly, good content. All right? I just want people to tell their story. But I've been recording a lot of stories lately, okay? Because I'm going on a trip this weekend, and I want content for y'all to hear. I did it with another YouTuber that a lot of you already know. It's going to be coming y'all's way. His name's Aboud. Aboud. Please forgive me, Aboud. His name's Aboud. A-B-O-U-D. If you don't know who he is, go check it out. He's been locked up in Jersey. He tells me some crazy stories. Some crazy stories. And I'll be dropping that here shortly. I recorded a video the other day with someone that was military. He was an Army medic and got into a crazy situation with a girl. Got married to her, and then everything started hitting the fan. And I know y'all military individuals out there have seen this a million times over. Okay? The dude got locked up behind a woman. Crazy, crazy story. So that's another thing coming your way. It doesn't just happen to civilians. It happens in military too, and a lot of military, man, they get caught up behind women. Money, everything. Money throws a lot of stuff in the game, ladies and gentlemen, and I've said that on a few videos lately. But anyways, I also got a video coming. I'm about to interview someone today, a woman that has done time in the only maximum state prison. I believe she said, I forget what state it is. Okay, I forget what state, but she's done some crazy time, and I'm doing another interview with someone today who was locked up, and he was in the mix big time. I'm talking about he has pictures and everything of him rocking illegal activities while locked up. You know what I mean? It's crazy, and I'm sure he has some wild stories to tell, but just keep it in mind. I'm hearing these stories for the first time, just like y'all are, and I'm having fun doing it. That one guy that I had on this show, man, he really fouled up. But I have to tell you all the truth when I hear the truth. Any other person probably wouldn't have said nothing because they don't want to lose credibility for their story time episodes. But not me. Nah. If I find out someone's lying to me, I'm gonna let y'all know that he was lying. Bald-faced lying. That's right. So, God, everyone's like, it's bold-faced lying. It's bold-faced. Look, I've said, and someone commented this too. He's like, I thought it was bald-faced lying too. And he's like, I've been saying it for like 32 years. I think I'm just going to stick with bald-faced lies. Same here, man. I've been saying the same damn thing forever, so it's been working for me. I'm going to keep it like that. Maybe I'll make a t-shirt called bald-faced lying and have a guy with no hair on his head and no facial hair on his face. That'd be a funny ass t-shirt. Anyways, just remember, snitching, man. There's so much out there you have no idea. Alright? If I were to guess how many people snitch in the system or just on the streets, it'd be in the high 80 to 90 percentile. Keep thinking people, look, it's a new time and age. Even back in the day, man, you can go online. You know how many people that are in the mob, hitmen and stuff like that, they're rats, hundreds if not thousands, you can say you don't like them, you can say you hate what they do, how they talk, but, and I'm not pushing any kind of support towards them at all, but a lot of y'all, if y'all were put in that situation, you would do it too, and that's just the facts, man, that's the facts. Like I said, just keep this in your mind. If people come your way and say, I'm going to take you away from your loving family for 40 years, if you don't put this guy away that you don't even know for real, just made some money with for 40 years, which one are you going to take? Which one? Be realistic about it. Think about it. What would you do? So that's a little food for thought for y'all before I leave. And, people always wonder why. Well, that's why, people don't want to get locked up. So the best piece of advice for me to tell you is don't do crimes, ladies and gentlemen. Do not do crimes. Do not try to make fast money. Do not. I had a reporter, one more thing. A reporter said, hey, we would like to fly down and do an interview with you to talk about crimes and stuff like that, and how people succeed at doing it. I said, look, I'll give you a short answer, okay? They don't succeed at doing it. If they were succeeding, if there was success in doing these crimes, then I'd still be doing them. That's the facts, you know? There ain't nothing else to say to that. You ain't got to fly over here to interview me. That is the answer, okay? There's no success in committing crimes. There's such a small percentile of people that are successful that you can't even count it as a percent, okay? It's just too small. Sooner or later, you will get caught up. Sooner or later, you'll be put in a position to roll on someone. Sooner or later, you'll become something that you probably never thought you would. A freaking rat. So stop doing crime today before you get caught up in the mix. Just stop it, man. Do what's right in this life. Slow money is still good money. I don't care if you work at a sub shop like I did. Guess what? You ain't got to worry about the feds. You ain't got to worry about the police. You ain't got to worry about nothing but that slow money, and enjoying that slow money with your children for the rest of your lives, watching them grow up. You know, which one's more important? Money, fast money, or watching your seed grow into beautiful, wonderful adults? Money brings shit to the game.